All the way in the back.
Q, about Alexis's numbers over the last 4 years. She's gone up from 3 as a freshman, 16 sophomore, junior year, well over 20 this year. What do you attribute to her work ethic to get those numbers up where they are, and the assist number too?
Well, she had a big responsibility coming into this year. Moving into the season, I told her, we need you to really step up and produce at a high level. And she got herself in shape. She, like she said, she worked on her body. She worked on her game, and that was a big thing for us. Have her come back in shape, ready to play heavy minutes, and she came back and she did that. So all the credit goes to her.
Down in front.
Coach, in terms of playing UConn and the regional rivalry, you guys obviously used to have it. It's disappeared as the conferences have changed. Gino said he'd like to see more of the games. He was disappointed when you guys wouldn't accept their offer to play up there last year. He's not going to ask again. Why wouldn't you play them, and do you want to get these regional rivalries going?
Well, first of all, last year I did say no because we didn't need the game. We were full. And secondly, rivalries are not really like we didn't make them go away. Conference realignment made them go away. So I don't know how much responsibility we can take for not having regional rivalries when there's conference realignments and things on that of that nature happen. We just want to play games when it makes sense for us and play a good competitive non-league schedule, and we did that. And we've done that this year. The only thing we can do is come out and control the things that we can control and beat the opponents that's in front of us.
Would you like to see them more often? Would you like to play Rutgers, UConn, and St. John's?
I think it's seasons. It's so funny because scheduling is so difficult. People want to play at home, people want to play away, but in certain games, it makes sense for RPIs and things like obviously UConn will be a very good RPI games. There are a lot of teams in the country that'll be a good RPI game. So at the end of the day, I don't know. I think the rivalries are made more by you guys than it is by us. So at the end of the day, what may be a rivalry to you may not be a rivalry to us. So we just schedule and play the games that we think that make sense for us.
In the back.
Coach Stephen Fonz with Channel 9 in Syracuse. So Bill Fenley was in here yesterday, and he said, yes, he was disappointed they lost. But on the positive side, he kind of said half jokingly, at least I don't have to prepare for a game plan to try and beat these guys. Nobody's beaten them in 853 days. I mean, what do you got? I mean, how do you go about beating this team?
Well, at the end of the day, I think you just have to come out and play the way you play. They are a very good basketball team, obviously, and we've played them a ton. I mean, being in the Big East and obviously coming over now to the ACC, we played UConn a ton, and we played them a ton of different ways. And at the end of the day, players win games, and that's the one thing that I can say about the Big East. When the Big East makes you grow up. When you're a rookie coach and you're in the Big East and you're playing against Gino and you're playing against Vivian Stringer, you're playing against, Muffet. I came in as a young coach and playing against 4 or 5 Hall of Famers. And the one thing that I learned very, very early in my career in the Big East is, first of all, you better be ready to compete because they'll blow your head off. And secondly, you better be willing to go out and recruit at a high level and get players that can help you win. And that's the first thing that we did. We went out and tried to get some players that can help us win. So I think now we're getting to a decent level with the players that can compete at a high level. So now our players have to come out and perform, and we got to put the best game plan in place to beat them. And it's a tall task, and we know that. So we got to just come out and compete at a high level and be willing to, play as hard as we can play.
15 minutes left on the open locker room. All the way on the side.
I had a question to you about Vaughn Reed. Obviously, he's been by your side for a long time, and as the program continues to have success, reflects well on everybody in the program. At some point, you think that he might want to look for his own shot. Where is he right now? As far as your eyes, is he ready for a D1 job? You worry in a good way about losing him. What kind of thoughts you about him where he is in his career right now?
Vaughn's the best, period. I think that Vaughn is the best X and O's and game prep guy on the women's side right now. I mean, he's done it in the NBA, WNBA, D League. You name a league, and he's done it. The only thing that he hasn't done is international basketball. Vaughn has been ready to be a head coach, and I'm very fortunate. I'm very grateful and thankful that he's chosen to stay here. He's had some opportunities down in the past that he's kind of just not looked at and not taken advantage of. So obviously, but at some point, I'm sure that he'll get the right job and he'll move on and take it. Maybe I'll go with him.
In the back. And then here.
Coach, just a similar question that I asked Alexis earlier, just about the national stage and already the anticipation building up to this game, and just how many eyes are going to be on you guys on Monday. What goes through your mind hearing that they're saying that this could be the best game of the tournament?
Well, it's very flattering. When you talk about best games of UConn, that's like a wide range. It's like from 70 to like 2, because they've really taken it to some very good basketball teams, and it's good to be here. I mean, you come to the tournament to what we call survive and advance. So we survive and we advance, and this is our next game in front of us, and we are excited to play the game. I think that it does come down to that. Are you going to come in here and just be totally intimidated to where you can't perform and compete at all? And we can't come in here with that attitude. We got to come in here with the game plan that we feel comfortable with, that gives us the best chance to win the basketball game, and that's what we're trying to do.
The second row.
Quentin, I was wondering, I don't know if you addressed this already since the postseason started, but why are you an eight seed, in your opinion? Like, you were ranked pretty highly in the poll, you played a great schedule, you have some wins over top 25 teams. What made you an 8 seed, do you think?
I don't know. I really don't. And I try to do my best not to get involved in it, because when you start to go back through your RPI, and then you got to look at 70 something teams to figure out why you were 8, and the only thing I could do was, once they called our seat, it was great. It was early. We can get out and go grab some film and start and get to work. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, because you got to play the game and you can't change it. So, I don't know what the reasoning was, but I can tell you there was a day where we were sitting in that room and we were crossing our fingers hoping we got in. So now I can't be getting in and now I'll be crying about my seed. I got to go play the game. So and that's what we did.
Mike.
Coach Mike Anthony from the Hartford Current. Considering your success the last 5 years being in this tournament, your success last season making it to the final game, where is your program in its evolution? How proud are you of that body of work? And do you feel like this is a program that is on the brink of making deep runs every year?
I'm very proud of our program. It comes down to a lot of things. I think that when you become a head coach and you think it's all about you, I think you really missed it, because it starts with your players. If you don't have good players, you're not going to have a good team. We have a great administration who takes care of us and puts us in the best position financially to be able to compete on the road and recruiting and with our team, and give them the best quality of life as a student athlete, and it starts with that stuff, and we have all that stuff in place. So when you have that, yes, you are on the right track. And going to the championship game last year, it was a huge boost for our program, and I think that we're getting the right players and we're getting the best players that we can get. That's allowing us to come in and compete at a high level. We signed the number 2 class in the country last year, so I think that we're on the right track of being able to sustain some of this success.
Okay, we're going to go to the back and then down here.
Coach, I got to ask you about the big news. Back home in Syracuse, Mike Hopkins today has been named the head coach in Washington. Wanted to get your reaction to hearing that news, and just secondly, what you can tell us about Mike Hopkins as a coach and maybe your relationship with him.
Obviously, you're always happy when someone make a move on to obviously become a head coach, and really happy for Hop. Hop's the best. As long as I've been there, Hop's been there. So it's gonna be weird walking down the hallway and not having Hop, with his jokes or laughing. And Hop's the best. I don't know. We can do this for like a half hour, right? but he's a great coach. He's done a lot for the university. He's been there doing national championship runs. But obviously, the program is in good hands. Coach is still there, and he's the master. He gets it done. He's one of the best in-game coaches in this game, and so program still is in good shape. And I know Washington's going to be in great shape too. I'm with Hop there.
Any advice for him as he takes over his own program for the first time?
Get some players. That's it. That's the first thing Coach told me. I walked in his office, asked him a question about basketball. He said, "Son, go get some players." I said, "I'll be back." That's it. Yep.
Just over 10 minutes left in the open locker room. We're going to come in the front and then go back to the back.
Coach, you obviously haven't been shy about knowing that that motivates teams like UConn, I think, they have a pretty good backcourt as well. How, why are you, why do you say that all the time, and how do they handle that kind of responsibility?
I think it's a couple of things. When you look at their numbers, they have pretty good numbers, and they've led us to a level to be competitive. This could have been a very different year with our roster. They've done a remarkable job, and and so kind of one of those things where it's. I think that people really want you, man, to kind of devalue yourself and your program, and that's kind of weird to me that someone comes, like it's like every year, they ask you, how you gonna be this year? We're supposed to say like 22-11. Like you're supposed to feel like you can win every game. I feel like I have the best backcourt in the country, and it's like 7 or 8 different press conferences where the other coach says they are the best backcourt in the country. They're supposed to feel that way. We recruited these players, so I feel that way. I feel that they're a very good team. Together, and they play well together, and they produce for us, and they got us to this level. So I feel that way, and obviously, UConn's guards, they're amazing. They are amazing guards, and they're very good players. And last year in the championship game, they did a really good job guarding those two. So hopefully, this time we can come out and play a little bit better and play a little bit better game at the guard position and make it a different game.
Okay, we're going to go to the back to Ian.
No, she's amazing. So funny you said that. We were watching. I was watching tape last night, and the shot would go up, and then there's nobody in the screen. Then she comes flying through the screen, getting the offensive rebounds and getting the and ones. She's an amazing player. And it's funny because when you listen to her interviews, and you listen to how she thinks, there's no chance that she's not going to be that because she thinks the right way, to be the kind of player that she is. But obviously, it comes a lot from coach. Gino does a good job. The hardest part about coaching, I really believe that when you have great players, is get them to play hard all the time. And he finds an amazing way to get them to play at a high level all the time, and that's difficult to do. So got to give him a lot of credit for getting great players and getting great players when they play at a high level every night.
Okay, we have time for one more. Michael, take it.
Coach, how well have you gotten to know Gino over the years, and how would you characterize your relationship?
Well, I think that obviously being high school coach, when I coached in high school, prep school, he recruited one of my players, and then moving through the college ranks, I've known him for a while, and I think that man, the funny thing about coaching and being on the road is we compete too for players and recruiting, so on and so forth. And I think that over the years, I mean, I don't know how he feels, but well, I'm sure he doesn't feel this way, but I'm jealous of him. He's lost, 100 how many games? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm very jealous. I wanna win 100 and some odd games. That is amazing. I mean, what an amazing life, right? I mean, you don't ever lose. That's what you want to be as a coach, and I say that in a very sincere and respectful way too, because that's what I want to be. I want to, like I said, last year championship game. I want to be bad for basketball like he is. I really do. I want to be really bad for basketball. I don't ever want to lose again. So if he can get that done and continue and to do that, and he's on an amazing run, and he's just an amazing coach, and so I respect him a lot. I respect what he's done. I think I do think it's actually good for our game. We get a lot of press, we get a lot of publicity, and obviously I don't think we'd be having a 30-minute press conference right now if we weren't playing UConn right now.